morning. This is Ericka Mabion with KC Public Schools, KCPS Homeroom. And today I'm here on our real world learning segment. And I have some STEM-tastic information for you from a good friend of mine. Her name is Tami Buckner. She's going to tell you all about what she does and how the things she does help our real world learning scholars be all the best that they can be. Thank you for joining me today, Tami.
Thank you for having me, Eric. I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much. This is exciting.
Could you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. So again, my name is Tami Buckner. I run, the name of my organization or my company is Techquity Digital. So it is a technology solutions company where we provide project management, software development, web development, mobile apps, and DevOps to our clients. I am also the co-founder and CEO of We Code KC, which is a passionate opportunity and program dear to my heart. We teach kids ages 7 to 17 technology, cybersecurity, and teaching them how to code. So that's what I do on a daily basis.
This seems like a really important opportunity for your students to gain some of those essential STEM skills and really connect to real world learning. Can you tell us like some of the experiences or some of the things you all focus on during your programs that you have with students?
Absolutely, Ericka. So our program normally is on the first and third Saturdays of every month. And what we teach kids, we start out like, again, at 7 years old. I feel and we feel that kids that start at that age, when they learn how to read, they should be learning how to code. So my co-founder, Dr. Philip Hickman, and I, we started this program so that kids can feel comfortable, feel safe with technology. They learn everything from starting basic at scratch, which is object learning, and it's dragging and dropping, coding. And then they even go into HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, as well as game development. We've also started opening up to cybersecurity. So we'll talk about that a little bit later as well.
Being a former STEM teacher and having the opportunity to teach students the block coding and moving kind of up those ranks of levels of difficulty, I know sometimes student gets frustrated and they feel a little overwhelmed. And I've noticed the difference in the growth of students that have those types of experiences where I call it, they kind of have productive struggle. And I noticed that they're just a well-rounded, better student after having those experiences in STEM. And it's more specifically coding. Do you see a change in a growth pattern in the students that are with you?
Absolutely. I mean, hands down, coding opens it up for creativity. It shows them collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills because it allows them to figure things out on their own, not even if it's just on their own, but also with pairing them up with another student. So it helps them with problem solving. So that helps them well-rounded, even in other areas at school, because now they can start that thinking pattern of, okay, now if I can put this A to B to C, so even in a sequence, but yeah, I definitely think coding helps all around, students all around, even in other areas at school.
I found also parents, they're really surprised that their students are doing these types of things. I mean, especially I had 7th graders that were starting to code. Our kindergartners started this school year because we were virtual with our CPS students. And I know parents are always so surprised of how their children are so independent and such capable young learners and individuals when they're having those kinds of experiences.
Absolutely.
What family supports do you think that our parents could offer our students in getting them engaged in other activities outside of school?
Absolutely. So again, I can definitely share We Code KC, but there's so many other opportunities and resources that are available. And I truly would suggest parents to make sure they keep their kids engaged with STEM and any type of technology patterns, because again, it opens them up and helps them think about something that they can use their hands with. I mean, now because all the kids are remote, they're at home and they're literally glued to Zoom or Teams or whatever they're using online. So now, you know, even though we do still have that screen time, but we also want to use different things or different hardware to help them keep them engaged with their hands. So I definitely suggest to parents to get online, do some searching, and find different STEM related activities that you can do right at home outside your door. I mean, literally, there's so many STEM activities that they can do, like in the backyard. But there's small things, just keep them engaged so that it'll keep their minds thinking in different areas.
Do you have any other suggestions or any other things that you can think of that can help lead our way as we navigate through these STEM opportunities as kids continue, you know, they're interested in elementary school, they're interested in middle school. So as they continue through their pathway in education, can you kind of give us maybe a testimonial of, you know, some ways that helped you navigate, or maybe avoiding some pitfalls that you wish that you would have when you were in school and things like that? Because, you know, sometimes we have a reflection and we're like, you know, I needed that mentor, I needed that that class.
Right.
I thought I was interested in this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even growing up, Ericka, it was funny because I started using a lot of, so my uncle, he was a electrician, and a lot of times, you know, I was just tinkering with different things, and it kind of triggered my mind that I really wanted to do something in electronics. So I started down that path a little bit and realized it was a little bit more difficult than I really thought, but it also gave me the experience and exposure to computers. And that's when I really figured out what I really wanted to do. Again, I didn't see people in that space that looked like me. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anyone to show me the ropes. I probably started coding before the word really was coding, and was just starting to do things on the computer. And that just kind of triggered my mind, and it kept me in that space. As I, you know, started getting into school, went to, well, now it's called UCM, but Central Missouri State, and then DeVry at that time, and started learning and picking up things. Had my first position at the Kansas City Star doing websites. I mean, that was way back when. I'm not telling my age, but that way back when, before, you know, people were actually building websites. So it was so intriguing to me, and it really kicked off my entrepreneurial journey. And it's, again, so few women are in technology right now because of the barriers, the struggles, the challenges that we go through in technology. I'm not going to, it is very tough. It is tough being in this industry as a woman, as well as a minority woman. At the same time, it's so worth it. It has been a lucrative path for me. And that's why I encourage our young ladies, I encourage our young boys even, to make sure that if it's something that you want to do, put your mind to doing it and go for it. There's going to be challenges along the way. You're going to be in situations where you can be in a space, and again, and this has happened to me oftentimes, that, you know, I may make a suggestion in a meeting. We know that technology and is normally a male dominated industry. So being
Yes.
normally the only Black female in that industry, likely in the room, oftentimes there's things that I said that maybe didn't come across as loud or as dominant as it should have, and it was overlooked. And it could be someone right next to me, obviously could be, you know, white male, and say the exact same thing. And all of a sudden it was the best idea ever. You know, so those type of challenges we go through, you know, and it's tough. But at the same time, it has been a worthwhile career for me. And this is why I started We Code, Casey, so that other students, other young men, other young boys, excuse me, girls, go through this, and now they'll have someone, they'll have a mentor, they'll have an advocate to go to and help them figure out what I really want to do, what classes should I take before, if I decide to go to college. We know in technology, you don't have to have a 4-year degree anymore. I mean, you literally can get certifications in different areas and still come out with the $60,000, $70,000 a year career. So although we do encourage college, at the same time, it is not necessary. So I do feel that the opportunity that I have to be able to be a advocate, to be a mentor for those that are looking to get in technology, that's the space that I'm in, and definitely enjoy it.
That sounds so much like how I champion for students. And I have a saying that it's a little bit of trouble. It's a struggle. You can't be what you don't see. And I really want my students to see themselves as what they would like to aspire.
Yeah.
And also find someone that is that mentor, that headspace, that aspiration that they can look to say, you know what, I want to do what they are doing, or I want to be like them in that capacity. And, you know, getting outside of athletes and entertainers and to be something that really taps into their creativity.
Absolutely.
Inclining for things that they're, you know, I like how you said that you were interested in electricity and in, you know, being an electrician at first, because you have to have somewhere, and you had that uncle who was there, and he may not even known that you were kind of like, you know, modeling after him. But I think that we take those situations for granted, and those were planting seeds. So I'm going to close out here with our interview, and I just wanted to find out if you had any other seeds that you'd like to sow for our students on KCPS homeroom.
Thank you so much. Now, I definitely encourage any student, male, female, young, old, if you're interested in technology, try it. Try it first. Again, you can always contact us at wecodekc.org. Go online, sign up for our classes. We are available on first and third Saturdays. We allow our students to learn about technology, build websites, and some of them are even getting stipends for doing the work as well. So I encourage you. I really appreciate the opportunity. Feel free to contact me. Again, my name is Tami Buckner. You can reach me at learntech@wecodekc.org.
Thank you so much, Tami. And we appreciate you being on this episode of Real World Learning on KCPS Homeroom. Be sure to tag us if you have any ideas or any questions. You can tag WeCodeKC and KCPS Homeroom on Twitter, and we will be glad to connect you to all the information that you want to be abreast on and getting involved in coding. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode of KCPS Homeroom. This has been Ericka Mabion, your CTE iSpark coordinator with Kansas City Public Schools.